Hey, we're back. I fixed it. Yeah, so if it isn't on your
Hey!
stream, please refresh because it will totally tell you the stuff. And I totally may have changed the title to match, what's going on now because I probably would have had a different title a lot earlier if I remember to make one. Cough, 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 cough. Anyway, so yes, Emile found out a little bit about Marie on her human side. Managed to actually find her in the records. It was very hard to find her within the records, but you managed to find a little bit of information on this person. Um, and that's where we're at so far. Ryan is communing with the Great Lord Cockroach for some information. Who knows what he'll come up with. Is there anything else you're going to try to look into, Emile, while you have some time before meeting in a day's time, pretty much at this point in time?
I'm gonna basically, I guess, what I'm gonna spend the rest of my time on is seeing if I can find any sort of internet community of actual vampires. In German, from Germany.
You probably would know of the Nosferatu's one, but connections into them is very difficult to get into the Nosferatu's internet and not be like. You would have to try to either say, right now you couldn't connect into it. What you'd have to do is you'd have to find an access point with them, or you'd have to find a Nosferatu that you can make a deal with to either allow to search for information or get information with.
Okay. Okay, so it's like so it's basically on an entirely separate network, effectively.
Yes, they have their own network, kind of. It's like a shadow internet that you can't connect to through the actual internet that they've created. Because Nosferatu, computer geniuses, they've been able to do that. I'll say probably there's. Probably in town here, because at this point in time it probably would exist. There's probably some kind of version of an internet cafe, probably run by the Nosferatu. It's down in the sewers. It's not a great place. If you want to get some information, it's also highly regulated by them, kind of thing. You don't have a lot of access to anything, but you might be able to find some information there, or it would be an opportunity to connect up with some Nosferatu. New York's one of the top cities.
I'd probably have to ask. I'd probably ask Nathan or Don if they know any local Nosferatu, because I'm new to town and don't probably know where something like this would be.
There's only one Nosferatu you've met that isn't mysteriously disappeared. And I think the only person that might have met him is whoever brought Wick and I can't remember the crocodile's name down into the sewer. I have to look it up. Oh my god.
Oh, what is that crocodile called?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I remember it was a female name.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Dunce did not write. He only wrote Ghoul Gator Ghoul Rat on it, and we just remember Wick because Wick.
Right.
I love Wick.
He could have.
Oh yeah. John knows a Nosferatu.
Wait, I do?
Yeah. In the park.
Oh,
In
I
the
hate
park.
that fucker.
Yeah.
I knew that was in my notes.
I totally have a business card of his.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I will hand you over the business card, offer you no explanation, and walk away.
Okay.
Dawn is just done with everyone's shit right now. She doesn't want more adventures. She wants them to stop. She doesn't want death. She's done.
Okay.
Do you need to go sword shopping, Dawn?
I mean, always.
Alright.
Well, while he takes her sword shopping, I'm going to give this Nosferatu a call.
Okay. Hello. How'd you get this number?
Dawn?
Ah, Dawn. So she sent you my way. What can I do for you?
Yes. I'm looking for a vampire somewhere in Germany, and I would like to know if I could use your internet.
So you'd like some access? Well, there is a more public location I could send you towards. That might work for you. Or I could look into it myself.
Her name, it was Marie, right?
Yes.
Out of character?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's a vampire named Marie. She lives in Germany. She lived in Berlin, although that was a very long time ago, in World War II. I don't have much more information than that.
You do have her clan.
Obviously, after... Oh, and she's a game.
Interesting. Alright. Sure. I can look into that for you. Let Dawn know that, how about this? Either you or her owes me a favor, unless you can come up with some kind of payment.
Very well. Sadly, I don't have a lot right now to offer. So, I guess I'll have to take the favor. I'll ask Don. I'll work that out with Don.
I might have something that you can do for me. But let me look into this information of yours and see if it's relevant.
Very well. Thank you.
Excellent. I'll call you. Don't call me.
Very well.
Alright, you would spend some time sword shopping. Is there anything you're particularly looking for?
Antique, you know.
Sure. You can find some cool stuff. You can find a couple antiques, neat, but maybe not like the best condition. You could probably also find that if he takes you towards a little bit... if Nathan contacts some people in upstate New York, the state, you could probably arrange for a late night visit to a actual blacksmith. Enough money. He'd be willing to be up that late to meet up with you. He probably wouldn't be working at that late, but it would be more like, here's a bunch of money. We're a clientele that, we work very long hours during the day, can't really come up until late at night, kind of thing. So, you can probably meet with someone that could commission a newer blade, an actual functioning new blade at this point in time if you want to find something neat. Or get repairs on something.
Oh, I am going to get a new sword, and it is going to be fantastic.
Mm-hmm. So, we'll kind of fast forward a little bit here through into the next night. So, you've arranged for your flight to be not this night, but the night after that, and we'll pass through part of this night. The sword will come in probably. You'll be done, most likely, when you're done your trip to Germany at this point in time. Ryan will come back to you, Nathan, and be like, well, I've managed to communicate with the Great Lord Cockroach, and he has given me some information that might be helpful. Unfortunately, it's very riddly.
As long as it's helpful, that isn't a problem.
I will try to translate this the best I can, but I am, not good at understanding cockroach semantics.
Okay.
So apparently, in the heart of a civilization, in an old city, where the clan of leaders has always found seat, there are two working beneath the surface, a snake and a rat. They fight each other. Between the snake and the rat, an old beast has found its work. has found connections and safety. It is said that the snake has its ear, and that if we would be seeking out an important individual, that we should perhaps find the beast. I don't understand any of that.
Okay. Can you run through that one more time, please?
All right. So, heart of an ancient empire, in the seat of a power of the clan of leaders. There is a snake and a rat fighting with each other. I'm probably going to mess this up again. And turns out that there's a beast between them, siding with the snake, I guess, sounds like. And we have to seek the beast in order to find what we need.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's hopefully going to be very helpful. Thank you, Ryan.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Great.
Snakes and rats with a beast. Is there anything that I would know of snakes and rats symbolizing in vampire culture?
Sure. Roll me an occult intelligence. I'll say difficulty 8, we'll say. This is not completely impossible, but this is like a weird difficulty still.
Okay.
If you're looking for symbolism.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Not an 8 pool mod.
Difficulty 8. That's different.
Ooh.
Oh, hey. Nice. Okay. You think about it for a little bit, and you begin to realize a couple of things about what he was saying. First off, I will let you know that it sounds like the city that the Ventru, the clan of leaders. A lot of times the Ventrus have been in positions of leaders more than others. They've competed with leadership with some of the other clans, but always positioned themselves as leaders. You realize that he must be talking about Berlin. Ventru have been in charge of Berlin since the Holy Roman Empire.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's been quite some time, that they've had it. The other thing you realize is that rats traditionally are seen as like a lesser thing. But then you realize that Samuel is what gives you the hint on that. Maybe the rat's referring to a Nosferatu. Because they have been known to feed more on rats, and they live a lot with them in sewers and stuff.
Huh.
Snake, on the other hand, hints you at Setis, followers of Set.
Okay, and then the beast would be the gangrel.
Mm-hmm.
Potentially the one we're looking for.
Yes.
Huh. Interesting. Ryan, I believe that will be helpful. Thank you.
I'll give you enough that you may have heard some things about this that actually hint on some stuff that you've heard once you realize this. Because you got 2 successes there. You have heard that there is a very powerful follower of Set and a very powerful Nosferatu that compete behind the scenes of Berlin.
Neat.
You don't know about either of them, much about either of them, but you've heard of them.
But I've heard of this game being played.
Yes.
Over the years.
It's less that you... It's more like you've got some inferences, like you've heard that the followers of Set have a very powerful basis within Berlin, as well as the Nosferatu do. As much as there's always been, like, the Ventru in charge of the city, it sounds like because these are two more organizations that haven't had direct control, that they have had hands in things.
Ah. Okay. Okay. Cool. That's great. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, Emil, you're gonna get a call a little later. Hey, I got some information for you, and you might be able to help me out, it turns out, by going to Berlin. A friend of a friend is works for a very powerful, one of my kind in the city. You, deliver some things, some information for me. I can drop it off when you're getting ready for your plane ride. Someplace you can pick it up. Don't access it. We'll know. But deliver that information. And, I can see to it that, giving you this stuff on the house at this point in time. Taken care of. You just have to find a Nosferatu called Matilda Wallenberg. I will put the spelling in chat because, again, these foreign names I probably butcher. Every last one of these foreign names I butcher. Now, turns out that this is fortuitous, as it seems that your friend Marie here has been traveling around a lot, but she's made nice with someone in Berlin. An old enemy of said person I just mentioned. The Queen of Europe herself, Nefertiti. At least that's what she says she is. Ha. Just be careful of that one. But they say she's a child of Set. You know what I mean? Can't hear you, Worm, if you're talking. You might be muted.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
How long was I muted for?
The entire time. I didn't even... I thought you said hello.
I said... Yeah.
But I didn't hear it.
Okay. I definitely would... I said, I think, like... like, when he's like, oh, yeah, that could be, you could do this, so I'm like, sounds like a deal.
Okay.
And then he's... Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So... Rita Wallenberg is the one who I need to give information to, and
You're going to be dealing with her rival, good old Nefertiti. Because she knows where the person you're looking for is. Whew. I mean, I wouldn't want to be one of you, and I'd try to keep the entire thing of, like, meeting with Miss Wallenberg on the down low, just so she don't find out about it. She might not be happy with you meeting with both of them. Same in the other order, too. I don't know if Miss Wallenberg will be so nice if you've met with Nefertiti and come in with the information, and then, well, I shall be unhappy with our deal.
Understood. Keep the game separate.
Well, if you want any information about anything else, just let me know. We could trade some more stuff. This wasn't too difficult. You're on the way over there anyway. Simple trade. If you got any more questions right now, I might be able to answer them.
None for now. Pleasure doing business with Pleasure doing business with you.
Sure. Likewise. You'll find your, delivering item with you before you travel. Don't worry. It'll show up. Click.
Gonna be a person, isn't it?
Politics, I say.
All right. Are you...
And I don't know where they are, but
Nathan's
if
probably
they're
around the
in
building. Dawn probably
Yep.
is somewhere in the building right now. The two of them pretty much hanging out around here, you've noticed. Unless they're going out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I'll find Nathan and give him a rundown of what we need to do.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yes.
That matches with what Ryan told me. And
That was out of character. That was the cockroach guy, right?
Yeah, cockroach
Yes.
guy.
Yeah. What? Okay.
he communed with the Great Lord Cockroach, whom I believe if you ever encounter him, you will come to respect. And was able to indicate that we were looking for a powerful follower of Set and a powerful Nosferatu in Berlin, and that the follower of Set would know where our target is.
If either of you want to make me... If any of you talking about this want to make me an occult intelligence roll, you can at difficulty 9 to know about either of these people.
I will give it a try. Nope. Wait, but I got...
It was difficulty
1 and a
9.
10.
1 and a 10. They canceled.
Yep.
Oh! I didn't realize one's... Okay.
Yeah, they cancel. And if you get more 1s than anything else, you botch. And Nathan, neither of you know anything.
Nope.
Okay.
Oh, I know nothing.
Okay, I didn't realize
Dawn
one's
could
cancel out,
roll. I mean...
Dawn doesn't need to roll to know that she doesn't know anything.
Okay. Accurate.
There. All right.
Okay.
And so you said we have to deliver a message or something to...
A pack. It'll be a package. The package contains information.
Okay. To the Nosferatu.
Yes.
And we need to meet with an Egyptian queen, apparently, to...
It was called the Queen of Europe.
I mean, her name sounds a lot like an Egyptian person you probably have... At least one of you's heard about. She is named Nefertiti.
Yeah.
Nefertiti.
Nefertiti is, like
Mhm.
But it's more like... I assume that's more the Child of Set side of her name, and the Queen of Europe is what she's trying to do.
Well...
So, I'm like...
She's a follower of Set that was said to be a child of Set. And Set is said to be the founder of her clan. So she could actually be Nefertiti, is the thing.
Okay. Interesting.
You don't know.
Interesting. So
Yeah.
there's a potential there.
Yes.
It could be the actual Nefertiti. Interesting.
Yes.
Interesting. Well, then.
I say you get there, deliver the package to Melita as quickly as possible, keep on the down low, then we turn around and find Nefertiti.
You are not familiar with custom very much, are you? When we arrive,
I'm
we
not.
must present ourselves before the prince,
Oh, right. That'll...
which means that our presence will be immediately noted. However, the prince... is the Prince of Berlin Ventru?
Yes.
Okay. I might be able to afford us some amount of discretion and privacy, perhaps.
You probably don't know a lot about what has been happening in Berlin. But it's pretty easy that either you could look into it and you can find out that Wilhelm Waldberg is the current Prince of Berlin.
Out of character, I personally assumed that I waited like 2 or 3 weeks before talking to the Prince of New York. So it's kind of like, I'm like, oh, is that what you're supposed to do?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But since you were eating safe things, it wasn't a problem.
Yeah, I was basically just, I wasn't like, going all out. I was just keeping things
yeah.
down low. Not doing
Um,
anything crazy.
I'll say, like, easily, Nathan, you could probably inquire a few times with people, like, in Helena's court, basically, for some quick inquiries of information, as you normally would do. William Waldberg has been the prince since 98, so about a little more than 20 years now. His sire had been a prince before, but the transition of princedom was a little difficult, and he ended up on top, basically. There were other rivals for the princehood of the city.
Berlin.
Yes.
Okay. I was more just thinking, well, if they're Ventru, then I'm Ventru and I might be able to use that to my advantage.
Oh,
I have no idea if it will work or not, but
okay,
but I'm not any of the other clans.
okay, this is something you probably actually heard about, that was probably a worry back in the 90s because you've been around since then. There was a blood curse, what was called. Some kind of mysterious, actual, like, supernatural disease that plagued Cainites in the late 90s. The major outbreaks were in Berlin and Atlanta. You would have heard about that. You were around during those times.
When you say 90s, do you mean like 1890s or
Like
1990s?
1990s.
Okay.
Yes. Like 97.
Like most of us have been around since then.
But
Sorry.
I'm pretty sure Dawn has not been embraced that long. Like,
That's true.
Yeah.
and I don't know about him.
I haven't. Neither have I.
Yeah.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah. So only you and Leslie would have been old enough to actually hear about it. Leslie
it.
might not have because Leslie was sequestered with his sire for like decades.
long time.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
All right.
I've been embraced for maybe a year.
Yeah.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. So you know nothing about it, even though you heard about it, and you probably would have known that Berlin and Atlanta suffered from it. And so
Okay.
probably in the mentionings that like Wahlberg's sire was taken by the curse, and that's what caused the upheaval. And that's basically where it lies at.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I mean, not cool, but cool.
Anything else they would know about him? You would say, I guess he tends to be pragmatic at this point in time. That's about it. And he's very assertive in his dominance because he has competed and actually dominated in the city. So it's sort of like, he definitely had to fight for what he earned, and he shows off that he's the victor a little bit in his mannerisms.
All right. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, Emil, do you have body armor?
I have body. I have a body that is armor, but no body.
Would you like at least an armored jacket of some sort? I'm sure we can get something from Lars.
You don't know who Lars is.
I figure it's some kind of equipment guy. He knows. Sure. I don't see why not.
All right. Do you have any facility with firearms?
I do.
Ah. Well then, we shall make sure that you are outfitted properly. I'm gonna take him to Lars, and we'll get him fitted up with, like, the armored jacket, which just gives you +1 to soak.
Mm-hmm.
And do you want a gun?
I already have a rifle.
Would you like a pistol?
Very
How about a
well.
rocket launcher?
I'm good.
I don't think we can get those to customs, Nathan.
Ah, that's a good point.
Because, I mean, even if we're taking the private plane, they might still give a little bit of search or something.
Yeah, that's true. Although the rifle and pistol should be fine. Also, your shotgun, Dawn.
Oh yeah.
And of course, swords.
Just have a small pocket knife now, so I have to carry around a sword.
Well, except for that other sword.
Oh, and the other one, but like I also have a small pocket knife now, so I have to carry around the one that I bent.
Yes. Alright. Well then. I don't think I have anything else I need to take care of, so... Dawn? Do you need a new dress? Oh, Emil, do you have any fancier clothes?
How fancy we talking?
I look down at my chest.
What is he wearing?
I am wearing basically the same thing I was wearing when you met me. A black suit or tux with like a nice button-up shirt underneath.
Yeah, I just forgot what you were wearing. So it's like a
Yep.
suit tux. I have a tie and button-up shirt and slacks. Will that work?
Yes, that will be fine. Bring that along, we'll find
Very
a
well.
tailor there.
Very well.
Alright, and so you will spend the rest of the evening getting yourselves around, and then the next day, your flight to Berlin. As usual, it is a flight that you will arrive,
Hold
before-
on.
Okay.
What shows up?
Emil will find, as he's finishing his last bits of packing of some light clothes, a small package. With just the name, Malidia on it. In your own stuff. Which is kind of creepy because you're not sure how it got here, you know, and through all the security and stuff into this building. But there it is.
So Nathan finds it?
No, you find it.
Oh, I find it. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. I don't know why. I thought you said Nathan.
No.
Okay.
Like, as you're
You're
grabbing
the one
last,
making the deal.
Yeah, as you're grabbing
Yeah,
the last
I
bit of
know.
your
That's
stuff.
why I was a little bit confused. And
Yeah.
I
mean, like, as you're,
I was
like, packing up
mistaken.
your last bit of stuff to take to, like, go to the plane and stuff, you know, like, some changes to clothes and stuff, and and any other equipment, you know, like, right after you've all woken up, you're just like, well, I guess you've been awake earlier, because you're an early riser, so your time, you spent some extra time packing there, like, while everybody else was still not risen, and that's when you find it.
Okay. Well, I put it with the I pack it with my stuff and head out.
Okay. So, yep. All of you will head to the plane, and you will take your trip to Berlin. Did you have a place in mind when you were staying in Berlin?
I mean, somewhere fancy, like probably an Airbnb again. But, like, a really nice one.
Sure. So, yeah, let's look up some hotels near the Berlin Tegel Airport. I mean, there's a Holiday Inn or the Hotel Ibis
No.
budget.
No, no, no. No, no, no.
No Holiday Inn for Nathan.
I'm talking about, like, renting somebody else's condo.
Ah, okay. Sure, you can find something then. Like a condo you can rent, then. How long are you planning on staying right now? In described amount of time, at least?
Let's see. We're looking for the person. We don't know how long it'll be, so let's go with a month.
Okay. Alright, so you touch down in Berlin, you manage to get to your apartment or your condo before sunrise and get some rest then for the day. You get up the next evening. What's your plan at that point in time?
Present ourselves to the prince.
Okay. Alright, you can find your way into an actual nice area of the old city of West Berlin. With a little bit of information, and into a kind of, it looks almost like an older building that may have been at once like a small, like, library that would have been in amongst buildings in the streets, or maybe like a bookstore or something, you know. But it looks also like it could mix in, like, just as another house in this area, too. Except for, like, some of the ways that the windows are presented and some of the signage. You can tell that the windows are very nice. They kind of have, like, almost like a stained glass motif, but you can also notice that they do have a kind of almost tinting to them to keep some of the light out. The door... A knock on the door lets you inside past a man that lets you in, kind of eyeing you over first and then kind of being like, yes, you may enter. I'm not going to try to do a German accent, so I'll just do some kind of accent here, because I'm pretty sure I will butcher my German accent. I could try. It'll end up sounding like my Russian accent. My German and Russian also sometimes sound alike. But anyway, you may enter. Did you leave Ryan at the condo, or did you bring him with you?
Let's bring him for a night out. He can
Probably
be,
bring him with.
You have interesting company. He can stay upstairs, though, with me. He can stay with me down here. Feel free,
All right.
interesting one, to read the books, but don't break anything. You are expected upstairs. Your prince has informed us of your arrival.
That makes things much easier. Thank you. Ryan, please behave yourself.
Oh,
I
yeah,
recommend sitting down and looking at the books.
Guten Nacht!
Very good, Ryan.
Wie alt bist du?
Sure. All right, let's go.
Alright,
I am very much following Nathan's lead at this point.
yeah. This is even different than anything you encountered in, like, Chicago, because this is old world vampires. This is like, yes, you can have some very old vampires, but even old vampires in America have adapted a little bit to that new world mentality. There's not enough old to, like, match with them, you know. But
Yeah.
this is definitely like old vampires that have kept old stuff. You know, they can. The staircase will lead upstairs to a number of rooms, and one of them seems to be a small office, which a gentleman will kind of usher you into.
Small.
Relatively speaking. Inside, kind of sitting... It looks like this would have been in maybe an office, but it looks more like a sitting room at this point in time. There's a, like, one of those fake fireplaces in here. You know, the ones that kind of look like a fireplace, but aren't actual fire?
Oh, I hate them.
Uh-huh. It seems like he's put one in here just so that he doesn't have to actually have actual fire.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
All I think about when I see those are those commercials where it's all like, electric fire made by the Amish, and I'm just like, what? Did any of you ever see those commercials?
It sounds familiar, but I
No.
cannot remember it for the life of me.
It was a meme for a while.
Anyway,
It was just, and it's like what happens is they clearly make like the frame, and then someone else puts the electronic stuff in, but it's just like the way they present it is just so. Anyway, continue.
Nathan, please sit down next to me.
Thank you, Prince Voldenberg. I will take the seat he indicated.
You two do not mind if you stand.
I don't
I
mind.
shake my head no.
Welcome to my city. Your prince says that you have some business here that will require you to be staying for a number of at least a month, maybe more.
Possibly. We would not want to impose overlong, but we do not know how long our business will take.
Yes. It is fine that you're here, but I wish for you to remain... Your prince hinted that you are here for some business with a number of our prominent members, and I'm afraid I am worried that you will mess with the status quo, as they say.
What balance would you like to keep?
This city has seen its share of troubles. Anarchs, Sabbat, the competition that I graciously had to have after my sire's untimely demise. A sad thing for this city. But it forced me to
Indeed, the
become
whole-
stronger, to find unity in Berlin amongst the dissenting voices. But even
Indeed.
unity still has some dissension. You cannot get rid of all of it. And I'm afraid that if you are here for business that might disrupt that, I will be very unhappy. Though if you are here for a visit, maybe to have some conversations, maybe make some new friends, I won't mind you here in my city.
We prefer to make friends rather than sow any sort of trouble.
That's excellent. Excellent. Now, a question. One that I hope you will answer. Who is it you are looking for in the city? Who are you asking around for? Because maybe I can arrange for a meeting.
We're searching for a gangrel. She has history here,
We all have history here.
of course. This is our home, so to speak.
Well,
She
he'll snicker a little bit. Yes, true.
We're looking for information to help us with a trifling matter back at home, but the knowledge found here in the older world is much more present than it is in the new world. We're looking for someone who can help us with studying the Book of Nod. And we were told that a gangrel named Marie might be able to help us find someone who could shed some light for
Marie.
us.
A gangrel named Marie. I believe I know who you are speaking of. I have not had any reports of her in the city recently. But as she did manage to at least stay on good terms with my sire back in the day. Seems that she had a quest for revenge on who created her. But and was willing to look away from some predetermined hatreds she had of not only her own new form, but of my sire, at the very least. Unfortunately, I just doubt that this helps you.
Unfortunately,
You,
as far as
I assume, do not need to present yourself to your prince every time you return from trips to your city. She assumes you'll return. It is where your haven is. This Maria, as far as I know, has some form of haven hidden in the city. Where it is, I do not know. But that means that she can return here without saying anything to me ever, as I have never heard from her, but I assume that she still lives here. She has done nothing to earn my ire or my attention. But there are many forces in this city. Old forces.
Indeed.
But perhaps there are those that I could suggest to you looking for information.
Ah. Any aid you could provide would be greatly appreciated.
Well, there is a man you could inquire with. A very influential in the undercity of this place. A man named Ellison. He is, well, let's put it this way. He's one of our most influential members in the city, as he has been for some time, since, I believe, the last World War. He has become a influential member of his clan. The face, if you will, of the clan. At least here in Berlin.
What clan is that?
Ah, yes, Nosferatu.
Ah.
He is not the only one, of course, but as one who has made it his business to assist me with information on things that are going on to keep the peace here in the city, I believe since you are on good terms with me, I can point him in your direction. You in his direction. So perhaps he can assist you with some information.
That would be excellent.
Well, if you wish, just let me know where you're staying, and I can arrange for either one of his agents, or either to come and retrieve you when needed, or to send you a message of where we're to meet.
Excellent. I'll provide the prince the address.
Well, I hope you enjoy your stay here in Berlin, Nathan. You seem to have been a influential up-and-comer, and having a friend in the New World is not a problem for me. Especially one that, as he kind of he actually will stand and start turning like he's leading you out of the room, kind of putting his arm on your shoulder. One that has the ear of the Prince of New York. And, in a way, influence on her might be a good way for New York and Berlin to become better friends.
As I said, we are always interested in friends.
That's good. That's very good.
Excellent.
Well, enjoy your stay in the city. And, if you have need of anything else, please, contact me.
Of course. Thank you for your kind welcome.
Just, you should be able to get a number from the man downstairs. I believe he's with your Interesting friend. Where did you find that?
I did not find him, he found me, actually.
So interesting. I heard stories of things like him, but just whispers in old occult writings.
I actually do have one further question, if you don't mind.
Oh, yes.
Have you had any interaction with the Kai Institute?
Yes. The Kai Institute. That sounds familiar. Ah, yes. Yes. It does seem to be a more supernaturally connected institute here within Europe. They do have an office here in the city. So far, they have made kept to themselves, though, in the business of the city. I assume because they are more, we say, supernaturally oriented, you perhaps have had some business with them yourselves and worry that their business and yours will once again overlap?
I very much hope not.
Well, I would also ask that you keep any sort of war between other creatures of the night out of the city. Save that for yours and your prince's problem.
I have no interest in war or conflict with the Kai Institute.
Excellent.
Thank you very kindly, Prince Waldberg.
He'll then just let you out the door and go back to sitting by his, probably remembering sitting by a fire when he was younger, reminiscing of those days as mortal, but not being freaked out by it at this point in time, kind of thing. Because it's fake. Yay, modern technology.
Emil, you did fantastic. Excellent work. God, perfect as always.
I know.
As you're leaving the building and getting ready to perhaps chat with yourselves about what the plan is, why don't we take our other break, and then we'll be back for the last hour, where we can figure out, maybe give this meeting with this Ellison, perhaps. Who is the influential Nosferatu. Maybe he knows who you're trying to find.
Maybe.
Anyway, so if you need a drink, snack, or a bathroom break, go ahead and take it. We'll be back in a couple of minutes. So see you in a second, folks.